A common misconception many of us make is to only associate mental health with mental health issues or disorders, but it means so much more than that. We all have mental health, every single one of us. And just as you look after your physical health through exercise and eating healthily, many of us forget that looking after our mental health is equally as important. With everything going on in the world, it's even more important to be kind to our minds. And with the theme of this year's Mental Health Awareness Week being kindness, it's important to make sure that we're kind to everyone around us, but also not to forget to be kind to ourselves. A common theme with people suffering from any degree of mental health disorder is a lack of self-compassion and self-love. Self-love in this sense isn't just limited to putting on a face mask and taking a bubble bath, which both are great, but it goes deeper than that. It means getting to know yourself on a deeper level, what you love, what you don't like, recognizing what makes you happy and what you enjoy, and ultimately learning what makes you, you, and loving yourself for it. In my experience, I've always been an introvert, and throughout my life, I've always hated that about myself. I grew up thinking that being an extrovert was what I had to strive to be, because it would make people like me more. I was always introduced by my friends as the socially awkward one, and that would make me hate myself even more. The negative view I had of the world all came down to one thing: self-loathing, and the negative view I had of myself. I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I'd constantly compare myself to others in a totally different life situation to myself. And don't get me wrong, there are times even now where my mind is full of negative self-talk, but the difference is I now know the value and importance of self-love and self-compassion. By changing how I viewed myself, I learnt to be my own best friend and treat myself how I would my best friend, with empathy and without judgment. The truth is, some days it's hard to love anything in the world, let alone yourself, and it's definitely not something that will happen overnight. It's a journey. So I hope with this Mental Health Awareness Week, we can start and continue to show ourselves some kindness and some love.